Water not get enemy. Now everybody friendly, oh, water they make life easy.
The United Nations recommends 120 liters as per capita consumption of water in urban areas, while consumption for semi-urban and rural is recommended to be 60 and 30 liters respectively per person a day. The Lagos State Water Sector Policy, however, puts the target consumption per person per day at 135 liters. This means that the average daily water requirement for Lagos State is 135 liters multiplied by 21 million people. This is a daily water requirement of 2,835,000,000 liters. The challenge for the state government as we strive to reach adequate water coverage for all citizens is therefore daunting. The state has chosen to address this challenge from a number of different standpoints. The first plan was to develop a water infrastructure master plan targeted at increasing the water production capacity of the Lagos Water Corporation from the current 210 million gallons per day to 750 million gallons per day. This plan is currently being implemented with the construction of the 70 million gallons per day Adiyan Phase 2 water treatment plant.
Our plan really is that by 2020, if we implement all these plans, we should be able to meet the measured water demand for Lagos. But that does not mean that everybody will have water. We would have met the measured demand. What it would then mean is that everybody must now learn to conserve water.
I think I've seen their advertisement on BROT buses and sometimes through the radio. I do listen to the program on the radio.
Sure. Yes, I've heard about the commission because I work with Lagos State Civil Service and under my own SCDA, under my local government, and we have the complaint bus now in the SCDA.
The Lagos State Water Regulatory Commission was conceptualized in response to and as part of a reform that began a while back.
The primary objective of setting up this commission is to ensure that water and sewage services are properly carried out within the state.
The typical structure in any sector really is a tripod. You'd have the policymakers, you would have the service providers, and you would most likely have the regulators. Typically, regulators are meant to create a synergy in the sector. What do I mean by this? While the service providers typically would produce service, like in Lagos water sector, for example, the Water Corporation is the state utility for providing water to the people. The Lagos State Wastewater Management Office is the state office for managing wastewater services. You then have the Ministry of Environment, that is the policy-making arm of government in terms of the sector. The regulator then steps in as the coordinator of the sector. What does this mean? The regulator is expected to ensure that service providers conduct their activities in a certain way, to ensure sustainability, to ensure value for money for consumers, to ensure that the services that are being provided have the same plans of what would happen in a competitive market. And that is why the Lagos State government felt that as it progressed into going into private sector participation in the sector, there is need to have a body whose responsibility it will be to ensure that services are properly provided, that consumers get value for money, that the quality of the product itself is standardized, is monitored, is there is accountability on the part of service providers. And the responsibility of the Regulatory Commission to do all these is captured in the water sector law. This is also not a new thing in Nigeria. We know that we're already very familiar with regulating utility services. We have NCC regulating telecoms.
In 2014, the Lagos State Water Regulatory Commission developed the Drinking Water Quality Regulations to serve as a benchmark for guiding the quality of water supplied in the state. These regulations are meant to ensure that both private sector operators as well as government agencies such as the Lagos Water Corporation and the Ministry of Rural Development that are responsible for providing potable water to the populace are accountable for the quality of water supplied.
The main focus or duty of the regulatory agency is to regulate us, the State Water Agency, and also to regulate the informal sector. The regulatory agency is to protect the interests of the public, to ensure that they get good quality service at reasonable cost, and also to protect the interest of potential investors in the water sector.
You know, they told us, you know, their guideline, what to do, and we've been doing it. We adhere by their rules. They check our treatments. They ensure that we work in accordance to their rule. They also looked at the pricing.
The regulations lay out standards that must be achieved by every service provider, including tanker service operators and other water vendors. As part of the Commission's mandate to safeguard water sources for present and future water supply, the Lagos State Water Supply Groundwater Quality Control Regulations have been developed. These regulations, which apply to those in the business of drilling for water in Lagos State, provide for licensing and monitoring their operations. Its application to domestic boreholes is at present for the purpose of monitoring and protection of water quality and data management. The Commission has a mandate under the Lagos Water Law to license all operators for water services in Lagos State. This means that any enterprise in the business of supplying water for public consumption is required to be licensed by the Commission. In furtherance of this, the Commission has also developed the Lagos State Regulations and Application for License to Operate Water Supply and Wastewater Services 2015. A very important duty of the Commission is the responsibility, on the one hand, to ensure that operators who have invested in building and operating water treatment and other supply infrastructure are able to make reasonable profit to enable them continue to provide this service, and on the other hand, to protect the interests of consumers with respect to quality, price, and reliable services. In performing this duty, the Commission will approve tariffs and charges for water after a careful consideration of the cost of production and what is reasonable profit, as well as the need to ensure that consumers are not overcharged for the water. This is why the Commission has developed the Tariff Policy and Tariff Setting Guidelines, Tankers Services Guidelines, the Quality of Service Guidelines, the Complaints Handling Guidelines, etc. We have a duty to provide consumers with an avenue for complaint resolution against any service providers and to ensure that consumers get value for money. We have received and ensured the resolution of complaints from several consumers, and we have developed complaints guidelines for service providers to ensure that consumer complaints are quickly attended to, failing which consumers are encouraged to report to the Commission.
When we heard about this Water Regulatory Commission, we directed our letter to that place as well, and we thank the Almighty God that the people, they are a good listener.
There is no potable water here right now. No pipeline network. The Lagos State Water Regulatory Commission, has been doing a lot to alleviate that problem for us.
We first series of meetings, every 3 meetings now that we've held with them, with the GM and all the rest. They've come to us. We held meeting with them, and we are hopeful.
The PURC of Ghana is the first in West Africa and is currently 15 years old. The Lagos State Water Regulatory Commission is the first in Nigeria and the third in West Africa. As we journey towards making water services delivery the ideal in Lagos State, we ask that you come with us for a Lagos where water will no longer be an issue today, tomorrow, and always. Water Reg, here for you.